Right, welcome back to another episode of Utter Fucking Amazement. So it's alright, you aren't witnessing anything, well you are, obviously, because you are witnessing fucking skillage. Show you how much fucking skillage. I'm not whacking in just normal salt, going fucking sea salt. Eat my fucking sea salt. Welcome back, how is everyone? Hope you're all safe and you haven't been stabbed or anything like that. Right, so what are we doing? Right, we're doing a classic. We're doing a classic lamb chop dish, right? Now, this is something that I've observed at work, right? But I'm going to improve on it. Yeah, I'm going to bring a bit of Mitchie to it. I'm going to bring a bit of wooden fucking, oh god, shit. A bit of wooden spoon to it, yeah? Because we're not digressing and we're not getting Amazonian, right? So what I'm saying is, we're doing some fucking serious fucking shit. Right, now, all my shit's ready. I'm just checking camera productions at the moment. I want to make sure everything's lined up correct. And we're not going to have any irresponsible fucking moments of, like, irresponsible moments like Double Agent 120. I've got updates, right? So I'm going to have to start with the updates, okay? Now, apparently what has happened is Double Agent 120, He-Man, She-Man, has met Vlad Ryder's brother, right? And he's called Sven Ryder. I've got his actual name. So NASA releases details against lower echelon Mitchie's advice. He's called Sven Ryder, okay? He likes to play football, he's got a bald head and he's got an Ericsson phone, alright? And basically what happened is they met in an alpine wood, yeah. Sven Ryder had his groovy snowmobile which fired jet cannons of utter ice crystals, yeah. And apparently I didn't know this. I was actually unknowing to this, yeah. But apparently Double Agent 120 had a little trick up his sleeve. And apparently his furry rainbow underpants, right, automatically detached, flew into Sven Ryder's face, wrapped around him and suffocated him to death. So, you know, Double Agent 120 has overcome He-Man, She-Man, He-Man. He didn't even have to use. Apparently he's got a plastic sword. It's not just a plastic sword. It's a rainbow coloured plastic sword. So it's gender neutral. You know, he'll fuck anyone. So there we go. Right, so, you know, now he's coming back. He's you know, he's gotten over his little hurdle of emotional ability. And now he's going to come back and dish out some serious fucking business. So he's now gonna. He's got the letter. You know, him and Bumcheek Cat. Yeah, Bumcheek Tiger Cat. It was a weird, strange coloured green. I don't know why that is, but he has got a bit of a rainbow tail at the back. So at the back end, around his bum crack. So there we go. So what are we doing? Right, what we do? First thing we want to do. Yeah. First thing what we want to do, I want to cut these green beans. I want to get them segmented. I want them into... This is going to be a bit of an experimental dish, alright? Now, a lot of people might be saying, oh no, you can't be saying that. We don't want experimental. We do. We want experimental. So I want to get these green beans, I want to get them laid out, and I want to try and work out what exactly is what, right? So, oh, pardon me, I am quite appetized at the moment, not like highly appetized. I want to get these green beans into a situation that are going to be roughly the same length as each other, so some will have to be dismissed. Right, I'm gonna have to go through them because this is a dish that is completely made up by moi, by myself. Michelin Sergeant's dish. So that doesn't cut the jab, right? We don't talk about jabs on this channel because obviously we are a pure blood. We've had no jabs. So there we go. Right, now, what we want to be doing is I want to be doing a lot of things on this channel. It's going to be, you know, it's coming up to a new year. You know, 2024 has flown past us like a rocket ship out of a Jedi Master's backside and is disappearing into the ether at a rapid rate of knots. I'm trying to work out why I'm still literally in the future. I had a very disturbing dream the other night. I'm gonna say what it was. It was quite weird actually. I was having a bit of fun with a lady, and I gave her a special present. And apparently I had to contact my ex on an Xbox on Messenger, so I wasn't quite sure what that was all about, so that was a bit weird. So yeah, so that was quite strange. Right, so I want to get these green beans roughly about the same length. I think they'll be fine. I want to cut them now. So I'm being particular on this dish because I've made this dish up completely in my head, alright? So it isn't a dish that I've researched or anything like that at all. So I've just thought about it, come up with different, you know, scenarios, and we're going to go a bit of experimental. I mean, I could put it as a new playlist, but I'm not really feeling that at the moment. I might just obviously just put it in the British playlist. Right, so I've just cut my green beans. They're all roughly the same size, okay? So I want them the same size. This is going to be a dish, yeah? It's going to be a Sergeant dish. It's particular, yeah? It's forthcoming with any aerial nautics and any unhispanic abilities, right? Right, now I want to cut my onion. Right, well I want to try and cut my onion. So we're going to go very thin. We're going to cut it very thin on the top and bottom ends. All right. So I'm trying to. I've been picturing the dish for a while. You know, a lot of the day. At the end of the day, Sergeant doesn't like just, you know, willy-nilly. Doesn't just willy-nilly come up with a dish for you. You know, we try to do our best for you. We work hard. We make sure that all the entertainment is accounted for, and we don't want any unwilly-nilliness or any fannying around, yeah? I mean, I wish that my Willie could actually meet a fanny. That would be nice, but there we go. Less about my Willie and more about your Willie, yeah? How's your Willie? My Willie's fine. Is your Willie fine? And is he getting fed? And that's what it's all about. It's about feeding our Willies, yeah? My Willie's literally on Starvation Island, but that's fine. But there are consequences. Right, so what I'm going to do is I want to try and... I've got to think about this in a very particular way. Right, I'm going to cut it like that. I know a lot of people are going to be going, oh, that's how you cut it all the time. Well, that is possibly true. And everyone's going to be going, well, it's not actually possibly true. It is true. Possibly, yeah. So, here we go. So, I'm cutting it like this for a reason. Right, we've had a little bit of argy-bargy. We've had a bit of argy-bargy on the YouTubes of the tubes. So, my new dude that I came across, oh, for fucking shit my fucking boil pants. I swear to God, someone's watching this, and every time I get to a really crucial moment, they say, quite quick, interrupt with a really fucking stupid advert that either A, Sergeant is not interested in, or B, Sergeant's got no ability to buy it anyway because he's too fucking poor. So, right, now I've got my onions. I just want them lightly chopped like that. I'm not going to do anything. I'll show you, right? We're showing onion cutability. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So, yeah, so anyway, so it's, the YouTube channel is called Garden to Plate, or whatever. And he made I was a little bit critical on his beef curry that he made. I mean, it was alright, you know, I mean, fucking hell, it was a beef curry, it's fine. I mean, I could have done it obviously loads better, but you are talking to the master. And yeah, so, and he done a chicken pie, and I was like, oh, chicken pie fucking is pricked up. And he did cheat though, and I did mention it, I did say on the comments, oh, you know, that bit was good and that bit was good, but you let me down because you cheated, because you used a fucking can of fucking chicken soup. Now, I like to do everything from scratch, and that's what I keep forgetting. I need wooden spoon. And that's what I keep forgetting, is not everyone is fucking amazing as fucking I am, right? Some people just have not got that fucking ability, I'll say it again, that ability of true star Michelin fucking awareness, right? It takes skill, and it takes a lot of cunning, knowledge, and a lot of power. Right, so I'm going to cut these. I'm going to cut them lengthways, and I've got to try and work out how these are going to go on the actual plate. Right, so, and how I'm going to do it. I think I'm just going to cut them lengthways. I'll do a load of them because I've got 4 lamb chops, but I'm not going to use all the 4. I'll cook all the 4 off for this particular video, but I'm not going to use this one slightly longer, so that's annoying, and that one's slightly longer as well, so we've got even more annoyance. I'm not going to use the all of the lamb chops of the dish, so I'll probably have them for dinner tomorrow. Like I said, it's a very experimental dish, so because I mean, like I said, the Hong Kong lemon chicken went very well, and my boss at work actually wants me to make that on, I'll probably do it Monday morning, early Monday morning, because I said to him, I said, well, I can make it, he wants to try it, and I've got a feeling he wants to put it on his menu. And if he does do that, I will charge him for that, because it's part of my Michelin star ability of menuness, that the creativity of Sargent is off the charts, alright? So, I mean, I think that's fair. You know, I think charging, I want to charge him for it, because I'll say to him, well, I want at least a tenner. Yeah, I want at least a tenner. Right, so we've got some salt in there. I'm not happy with the salt. I want my pink rainbow Himalayan salt in there as well. Yeah, and I want a little bit of black pepper in there as well, because I just feel it needs it. I feel it needs it. And also, just to be even doubly Michelin awareness, I'm going to put in, yeah, into this particular water, some smoked garlic granules. Yeah, I know it's I'm being a little bit ultratronic now, and that is now taking the piss, but I think that it's just got that fine ability for me to be expressing my inner Gordon. Yeah, we're expressing our inner Gordon, right? So we're going to give this a stir around. Right, so the oven underneath here is on. It's not on a high heat. There's a casserole dish that's in now. Yeah. Actually, I'm saying that I haven't actually oiled it, which is quite stupid of me. I should have done that. So I'll take that out, because we're doing a preheated oven situation. Let's get on to other news. We're going to get on to squad member news, right? I haven't heard from Johnny K60, who is my original squad member. I don't know where he's gone. I hope he's okay. I hope he hasn't like he said, like he's like a retired civil servant. So I hope he hasn't like died on us or anything like that. That would be annoying. But annoying for him as well. I mean, not just me. I'm not being selfish, lying, but right. We're going to place our, and also what else we done? We have obviously we give Lieutenant Sheep Unit promotion. He is now first Lieutenant Sheep Unit. So well done on that Sheep Unit. Poloski seems to have taken it well. Yeah, I had a little bit of a worry. There'd be a conflict of interest, and Poloski would get all like, you know, upset and start, you know, taking off his nappy and fucking prancing about, saying with his little fucking baby toy and chucking shit out the pram, probably even his diaper with a little bit of poo in it, and getting all upset, but apparently did not. Yeah, Ron, Sergeant Major Ron, as is just Sergeant Major Ron. Sergeant Major Ron seems to just take everything on the chin, so that's fine. Right, now we're going to put our British new potatoes in. So I've got them on a boil. We have seasoned the water, as we all know. So we got sea salt, Himalayan salt, black pepper, and the smoked garlic granules. All right, because there is going to be garlic in this dish. There's going to be a couple of other things in this dish that no one's aware. Well, you can see what's going to be going in it, but there's a couple of other things that I've got to keep in the fridge. I cannot. Yeah, I will stress this. I haven't got the ability. Well, I have, but I haven't got the ability at the moment to take them out of the fridge and have them transponding here on a looseness for all yous lovely fucking earwax munchers to fucking look at and gaze at and think, what the fuck is he doing? So let's go through what's going on. We're going to go through what's going on and seeing what the situation is, right? So we've got some walnuts. Yeah, walnuts. Not my nuts or your nuts. Or some tramp down the road who's got a shitty pair of underpants. Not his nuts, but my nuts. Walnuts, mixed fruit, Dijon mustard, garlic, and a couple of other items that are in the fridge that are secret enablations, yeah? That's a new word made up by me, and I'm claiming it. Fuck off, not you. Right, and we got some cheese. Yeah. Now I'm going to go for some Gorgonzola de los. Gorgonzola de los with rind, sweet and creamy. Sweet and creamy. Yeah. Just like when you get cream. Sorry, at a moment. Just like, hang on. Just like when you get creamy, you know, late at night with your partner and you're creaming stuff up. Oh, fucking hell, those are the days. I used to do a lot of that, actually, quite a lot. Actually, funny story on that. One time, I actually, on purposely, didn't do any creaming for about a month. I just wanted to see what the reaction was, because I was fine, because I could always just crack one off in the toilet, and I did. And because she was a little bit Victorian, a bit prim and proper, her fingers never touched her special patch. Let me just say that. And she got a little bit upset and a bit frustrated. I'm on about 5 years of that, and I'm not frustrated, and nor fucking should you be, because if you get frustrated in this situation, it'll just cost you a bit of money, and it's all over in a fucking todd and a wink, and here's your father and a bit of 50 quid. Right, so that's all I'm going to say on that front. Right, okie dokie, speaking about that front, what we're going to do now? Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do, yeah, is we've laid out what we've got. I'm going to have a little, hang on a second. What is that? Off the cat? No, off the cat. Alright, okay, the mince has been a bit of a mini, so just roaming around. I had a bit of an upsetting moment with the mini. I run out, like, normally, food situations for the minster, which is my cat, I call her the minster. For quite a number of years, she was eating, like, dried food and things like that. And then after a time, she wasn't getting on too well with the dried food. And I changed that because she's getting older, so she went on to like the softer food and, you know, the fresher cat food, so to speak. And the other day I didn't have any, so all I had was the option of just dried food, and she put up a bit of a fuss and went on a bit of a starvation protest moment. So I wasn't quite happy with that. I felt a little bit unhearted with that. I thought, oh, I can't be doing this. So I got her some fresh food today, whacked it in her bowl, she munched it, gave me a snur, stuck her finger at me, done a bit of a cat fart, and then fucked off back to her bed. And now she's just prancing about. Now she's just sitting on the sofa. What are you doing? What are you actually doing? No, they're my Rieslers. You can't eat me Rieslers. Fuck off. Fuck's sake. She was like starting to lick me bloody Rieslers. I've only got 12 left. Jesus Christ. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to let these boil off, right? we're going to let them boil off, and I'm going to see what situation is. So I'm going to do a little bit of magic hands. Right, okie dokie, so the new potatoes are ready. I'm going to give you an example of, I know we've got the pan with no handle, but you know we've got obviously our strainer here. This is another item that the professional chefs at work chucked out when I started there, because it's got a fucking break here. They chucked it out. They just went, no, we're not having it. And I went, oh, well, I'll have that. So, right, so we've got our new potatoes here. They've boiled and they've drained. Well, they're draining now. They're boiled to a specification that I'm quite pleased with. Well, I need to turn that down because obviously electricity is a factor now. You know, I mean, electricity, you know, nowadays is extremely expensive. It shouldn't be, but it is. I've got a solution for it. You know, just don't really cut yourself off from, what's that thing? Oh yeah, cheap Russian oil. Yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea. But we've done that because we're fucking, our government is fucking stupid. Right, okie dokie. So, as you can see, the new potatoes, they just sink in. Look, the knife's just sinking in. So they're fine, right? So I don't want to do anything too particular with them, right? We want to keep it translucent and we want to keep it abnormal, right? So, right, that's just turned itself off. I don't actually, Christine, at this point, has turned itself off, but that's fine because I don't really care, so I don't need it at the moment. So basically, fuck you, Christine. Right, Christine is the oven. That is the name of the oven, or the oven top. So, right, okie dokie. And if anyone has watched that film, Christine, that's why we call her Christine. Right, okie dokie. Now, all I want to do in here is a little bit of sea salt. That's all I want. Just on the bottom. I don't want anything too ridiculous. We're not going, oh, I've got moments of, I swear one of these fuckers are watching us. Oh, just had to sit through a completely two pointless adverts that I could do absolutely nothing about. Where has Wooden Spoon gone? There it is. Right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to give these a little moosh around. Right, I want to put a little bit of black pepper on them. I'm not going to do anything like particular with these new potatoes. I just want to get them, I've got to be quite careful. I can't be like mooshing them up too much. Right, so it's just plain old olive vegetable oil, nothing particular. Right, I might actually, to be generous to you, to be a little bit flash or even a bit flashish. Right, I'll just put I'll crack in. I don't want to touch that because that's very warm. I will crack in, I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll crack in a garlic, right, just like that, and I'll chuck in a little bit of rosemary. How's that? I can't say fairer than that, can I? I can't really. We'll put a little bit of rosemary on them, just sprinkle them around, that'll fucking do. That's fine, that's all they need, because it's just going to give them influence, yeah? So that influence, sophistication, ability and a emulsification of aromability, yeah? Right, so we've all seen that, so we cracked in the new potatoes, they're in there. We're going to whack them in the oven, right? I'm going to whack them in the oven, I'm going to roast them off. So I've got the oven on about, I'm going to have it on about 160, something like that, mid-shelf. They're going to go in, right? Right, they're in, and we're going to roast them bad boys off like a Roger Spielberg film that nobody's heard of, and then James Bond just comes steaming in like a Roger Moore with his willy hanging out when he weren't fucking supposed to. Yeah. Right, now it's been quite, I know it's going to be a late one. This will be definitely a late one, alright? Right, in the next part, I'm going to call that part one, by the way, if anyone's getting like, fucking like, if anyone's like jerking off and getting like really excited, like, you know, that I'm talking to you, Sergeant Major Ron, because you do get a little bit exaggerated on things, right? And I want you to calm down. Don't want you to have a fucking aneurysm, right? Right, in the next one, we're going to be making the actual sauce, right? That's going to be crucial, because this is where the experimentation comes in, right? Now the sauce is completely made up by me. Now, like I said, it will be quite exaggerational. It'll be full of flavour and full of potential. There are things, there's probably one ingredient that you will have to do something else to get it, and I'll explain that in part 2. Right? Right. I'm going to call that a part 1. And I'll see all you Jews, tampon suckers and munchers in part fucking 2. Yeah. And with that, there's not much to say. I can get the green beans out if you want. I mean, if that keeps you happy, I mean, I don't know. You might be a green bean fucking fanatic. Fuck knows. Right. I'll see. That was part 1. I'll see all you lovely fucking earwax lickers in part 2. With that, leave with you, I suppose. Fuck knows.